Okay, I've had my first problem. I came out the other day to get my car and noticed that the car wasn't actually charging. So I looked on my app and it was 8 o'clock at the time, but it had told me my car stopped charging at around 7 o'clock. So I didn't quite know what the problem was. Anyway, I got in the car, went to work, came back that afternoon after work, and started to look at what the problem might be. Was the circuit thrown? Was the breaker thrown? No, that wasn't the case. Was the light on the charger? There's a little indicator light. Yeah, that was on. Should I plug it or try plugging it into a different outlet? Try plugging it into a different outlet. None of that seemed to revive the charger. Then I said, well, this is the charger of the car. So I just went off and went to a fast charger, charged fine. Went to a level 2 charger, that charged fine. So obviously I had a broken charger. I only had the car for a week and a half. Excuse me, took it back to the dealer, and he exchanged it and gave me, well, actually it wasn't quite that simple. They left the car with them that day so they could check it out. Gave me a loaner for the day, came back, it was the charger. So they ended up giving me another charger, a warranty replacement, and I went on my way. So the charger indeed fried. I started looking online and just kind of figure out, what might have gone wrong. There were indications of some chargers that had blown, but in most cases, or the implication was in most of those cases, it was actually a problem with plugging it in. And I looked at my situation where I was plugging it in, and if you look back at some of my previous videos where I actually showed the charger itself and the outlet on the side of the house where it's plugged into, it's a 90-degree plug, so the cable comes off sort of to the right, not straight out, to go into the charger. And there's a weather box in around my outlet. So as I had plugged it in, it basically, I was bending the cord to put it in and plug it into the wall, and it wasn't actually flush in all the way. So I'm going to speculate that what happened was it wasn't quite making contact. It was probably, I don't want to say arcing, I really don't know, but it was probably not making a ground connection properly. And after a week of this, or whatever time period, whatever happened, it ended up frying the charger itself. So good on the dealer, exchanged the charger under warranty, everything seemed good. And I guess ultimately I'm going to chalk this up to user error. Make sure that if you have an EV charger, that it's fully properly seated into the outlet, including the ground. I solved the problem in the interim by just putting a hole on the side of the electrical box so the cable could come through, make a straight run, not have to bend. In the long term, when I get my level 2 charger installed at the house, which should probably be in a couple of days, I won't be using that charger at home anymore anyway. At that point, I'll probably put it in the trunk. There's a little storage place underneath the back for accessories and stuff. So I'll probably put it back there. It'll be my on-the-road emergency charger, and I'll be able to make my rest of my charges at home by my built-in level 2 charger, and that won't be an issue. So moral of the story, make sure that all of your electrical devices are properly plugged in and properly grounded.